Is work the place you go to be interrupted? So there's this great French word, oubliette, which means place of forgetting. It's a special kind of cell, basically a deep well where they put you, perhaps with standing room only, and, well, forgot about you. My French is terrible, so I apologize if I have this totally wrong, but it seems like we could use a word for the place of distracting. Détournette. Maybe. So what I'm saying is that any problem you have with writing might not be a problem with writing at all. Writing and editing are monotasking, and when you get interrupted, it all goes to hell. So if you can't throw some elbows to get the world to leave you alone, even if you are a good writer, you're not going to have a very good result. And this is what Lesson 4 is about. Editing, focus, and revision. The tomato can save you. Now, I'm not saying only the tomato can save you, but the technique I'm going to share with you is one of the best ones I know. It's called the Pomodoro technique because the guy who developed it, Francisco Cirillo, used a kitchen timer that was shaped like a tomato. I don't have a cutesy timer, but this is what my desk looks like right now. So my day might look like this. But honestly, I've never gotten more than 6 focused 25-minute periods in a day. And after that, I was pretty brain dead. Now, if that doesn't seem like much time to you, the good news is you can be way more productive when you focus than you might realize. I once did an exercise in a class setting a timer for 10 minutes and having the participants write. And when we were done, this guy looked up to me and said, "That's the most productive 10 minutes I've had in the last 10 years." To which I replied, "I'm sorry." So here's how it works. You decide on the task to be done. You estimate the number of Pomodoros it will take to complete it. I make check boxes. You set the Pomodoro timer, traditionally to 25 minutes. Then you work on the task. If my attention wavers for more than a few seconds during the task, I immediately take a break. But if I can focus on the task until the timer rings, I get to check off the box. I don't check it off if I get distracted. So the Pomodoro technique is not a time management technique as much as it is an attention management technique. You train yourself to focus, you learn how much time things really take, and you pay attention to what's going on in your head. To be fast and efficient at killing words, you need to know something about how your brain works. And evolution, as it turns out. So nearly 2 million years ago, we have good evidence of our ancestors using tools and speech. And it took hundreds of thousands of years for us to go from speech to writing. And this tiny little blip that comes after writing is what we think of as civilization and history. For the overwhelming majority of time that writing has been around, only a select few have been literate, basically priests and scribes. We like to think of ourselves as very fancy apes, but in evolutionary terms, the truth is this. Our species isn't very good with the written word. And why would we be? We don't actually have a lot of experience with it. We're still kind of like the first birds. We fly into trees and we trip over our wings and fall out of the sky a lot when it comes to writing. And as evidence for that, I submit the entire internet. But there's something that we are really great at, that we've been doing forever, that's related to writing and uses a completely different part of the brain. It's speech and the spoken word. And one way to say this is that your ear is actually more literate than your eye. So my revision procedure suggestion is this. Read it out loud, and if it sounds weird to you, rewrite it. Now, I know that might seem trivial, but I can't stress this enough. If you have any sense at all that the one on the left is better than the one on the right, then you know where you want to go, you just don't know how to get there. But if you read it out loud, your ear will tell you. So, homework. 1, try a Pomodoro. In your work, it doesn't have to be for writing, it could be for anything. And if you're writing something, read it out loud and see how that works for you. If you're not writing something, read anything out loud and then rewrite it.